Hello! This week has been kind of hectic, but we finally got our guest for our final week 6 match. And it's Joe. How are you doing?
I'm good. My fault it took so long.
They did this match today. It is like 99% not your fault for
Yeah, it's
this.
like mostly not my fault, but also kinda.
Yeah. Alright, so you are the Mario Kart master.
Yeah, I'm
So
so
I
good
need
at
to I
Mario
need to
Kart.
start out by asking you, what is the best Mario Kart game?
Best, it's Double Dash.
Double Dash.
Like people can have their opinions and say like, oh, it's Mario Kart Wii or it's the DS one or it's like 8 Deluxe because of like the online and stuff like that. But like none of those experiences beat the idea of being with your friends and being like 12 and playing Double Dash, not knowing what you're doing. That's peak.
Dude, Double Dash is like that game is hard.
That's also part of it because you don't know what you're doing, and usually, like in a game, if you don't know what you're doing, and the game's like mediocre, like has mediocre like difficulty, it's like whatever. If you're playing a game you don't know what you're doing and it's hard, it's even funnier.
Dude, that yeah, it's you start drifting and the little toddlers keep kicking their feet out. But dude, not Mario. Dude, I have to bring this up every time we talk about racing games. My favorite racing game of all time is Sonic Riders. That game is so good. It's so
I thought you were
fun.
gonna say Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
That would be
Racing World. That
crazy.
one's a
No.
good one. We all like that.
Yes, especially Ryan. All right.
Exactly.
So the flying type has been like an interesting like experience just from like watching it because you're like the flying type is just kind of like you get a ground immunity. That's your type. You don't do anything
I
else with
feel
it.
like I'm playing monotype. I feel like I'm playing against monotypes, but I don't feel like I have a specific type.
Yeah.
I always consider flying type afterwards. Like when I fought Faun, I was like, oh, I'll bring my ground type like Landorus, or like when I fought Tyler, I was like, oh, I'll bring Thundurus because that's the electric type. I'm not thinking of this as a monotype draft where I have to cover my bases on flying and like its strengths and weaknesses. I'm more just looking at the other type on the flying type mons that I have.
Yeah, it's a very unique thing. Would you consider that to be like that makes flying type better or worse?
I think it is worse, and the reason is because when you compare flying type to some of the other types that we see in this draft, you in this example actually it's perfect. We have two of like the best like types in what they do, where you have the electric type that gets electric terrain. You always have electric terrain when you switch in Tapu Koko, or a Tyranitar where you always have Sandstorm. I have to spend a turn setting up Tailwind. There is no Pokemon with an ability that sets up Tailwind on Switch In. If there was, it would be broken, of
You
course.
would.
We saw that with Gale Wing's Talonflame, but I still have to spend that turn, and it's not like I could do it as a defensive pivot, where, say, Reed is like, I know my Terrakion is gonna die to this Hydro Pump, so let me switch in T-Tar so it gets the special defense boost and lives. I can't do that where I'm like, oh, I want Landorus to outspeed. Let me switch in my Tailwind ability mon so now Landorus is faster than whatever it's in front of. I now have to spend a turn, which usually with Gale Wings is helpful, but Gale Wings is only like a one time until you're hit. And you're not going to have Gale Wings last for 4 turns before you could set up another Tailwind.
Yeah, that's like part of the reason why like, you know, in before the new regulation came out, like Tornadus was one of the most popular Pokemon because it had immediate tailwind all the time. Even
Yes.
before freaking Tornadus, people were running Murkrow ironically, which is
Oh,
objectively
yeah.
hilarious.
Which I did. I mean, like in past drafts that we've done with like our group, I've done Murkrow because Prankster was nice. It had Eviolite, and I was able to just like Prankster Quash or Prankster Tailwind, and then just Prankster Roost back up if I needed to.
Yeah, just like noticing that you, as of today, you've actually just used your final 2 transactions. I can just like tell with like how you're playing and how you're talking about that. Like the flying type is like low key like frustrating you, and like I feel like
Yeah.
normal type has like a kinder like similar thing where like I normal types like don't really like I have to use Choice Scarf Staraptor to set up Tailwind. That's the closest I can get to Prankster speed control.
Yes.
Or I have to spend my entire turn like Trick Rooming, that's a very powerful option, but like I'm playing normal. I'm playing normal type. It's like I have 6 mons. I have some covering. Like I tried to I draft like Fly, which is neutral to fighting, and like Zork, which is immune to fighting. But like I'm not even bringing those mons that much.
Yeah, like, you can make comparisons between normal and flying definitely because they're both immune to like a strong type, like normal being immune to ghost and flying being immune to ground. The thing is that flying has tailwind, like that's a flying type move. Of course, Pokemon who are not flying type do get tailwind, but that's like mainly you see that on flying types. I don't think normal type has a counterpart like setup or status move that's like also a normal type. Like yeah, you use Trick Room, but that's mainly like a psychic type thing.
Yeah, you gotta make use of like another good thing about normal types is they just like tend to get like they just tend to get a lot of moves, which is nice. But okay, let's see.
Especially with like earlier normal types. Like if you take a look at Snorlax, like it's getting things that you would never see a current like newly created Gen Mon have.
Yeah, it's just like dude, everything got every Pokemon got every move in Gen 1. It's so funny.
That's why I love Tyranitar and Nidoking. Just getting flamethrowers, ice beams, thunderbolts. Like why not?
Yeah, why not?
And speaking of Tyranitar,
yes, that's okay. Let's talk about. Let's see what mon. Speaking of Tyranitar, what are like some of these monsters scared of? I just want to bring up a weird tendency I know with Reed. It's just like bringing Tyranitar as a lead feels like such an obvious thing that he could do every week because he just gets so many bonuses. But like he never does. He leads Ogerpon a lot, which is something I
think Ogerpon is a good start too. I mean, having Ogerpon, who is decently bulky and has that high speed, with a Mon next to it, that if you want to have a Mon set up something, like either if in other matches like Stack Attack a Trick Room, or maybe in this one, Diancing Iron Defense to set up a body press if he wants to go that route, which I don't think we've seen him do, you have Ogerpon there to just click follow me. It's a good start, honestly, but I think Tyranitar could be a good start too, especially if you like eject button it so you could get it out. But that way you have the sand set up and then you could save Tyranitar again and switch it in later instead of having to switch in Tyranitar twice to set up the sand.
Let's see. Looking on Fallon's side, there's like a lot of mons that like I feel like can be like very useful, like Iron Hands. Like the main reason why reading Tyranitar is so scary is like Iron Hands would be like a very common lead, one because it's just like a very safe mon to bring as a lead for the most part, and two, it's just like fake out, which is like you leading fake out's always a good thing. Mega Manectric is like actually low-key gonna be like a really annoying for Reed because he has a lot of physical attackers.
He's mainly physical. Like his only other thing besides for a physical attacker to get away from the Intimidate would be the Beast Boost from Nihilego, or if he does body press on Diancing. But mostly everything else is a physical attacker, unless this is the week we see Special T-Tar.
Yeah. Diancing can be either. I usually see him run special with like Moonblast. It's like has the same amount of attack or special attack. And then
is Diamond Storm physical or special?
Diamond Storm is physical.
That's why I feel like he could always run the physical, because you could do the Diamond Storm, get that defense, and then you could body press instead.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of like threatening mons. Like Rotom Wash can burn things, and it's like water type, which is like water type stab. You know, just land your moves forehead. But like when I'm thinking of leads, I'm thinking of like maybe like I feel like Iron Hands, like kind of like Iron Hands Manectric or something like that. Just get like, guess I want to get Intimidate off, and I want to just get like nice fake out support, and then like if he sends like a fizz, like one of the two special attackers, it can like volt switch into like Sandy Shocks or something. Is what I'm thinking. Turn one. And for Reed, I think you got to get Tyranitar up. This is a team of mostly special attackers, so like even if like it gets predicted, like I think like it's just something you kind of just have to take advantage. Have to do. Anything you would say about the leads that I've missed out on? All right, Joe. I think my internet crashed at one point while I was
Oh
talking.
no.
So I don't know. What is the last thing you heard from me?
We were talking about Diamond Storm body press, and then I mentioned that Reed has like a lot of Pokemon with earthquakes, which then I pointed out how Fallon has both of her levitate mons. But the last thing I remember you responding to was like us talking about Diamond Storm.
Okay, so I guess I'll. Okay, I just gotta cut some footage out. And I'll just reiterate. I was talking about. Let's see. So sorry, Chet. My internet crashed for a second, but Joe was bringing up how earthquake, like, you know, a bunch of these rock types get like earthquake, which is like a very nice thing to have. I just realized it's also like kind of like a double-edged sword because he's also weak to his own earthquake, which is like rough. And Fallon also has multiple levitate mons, which make it annoying. But I was saying with like the leads that for Fallon, I'm thinking like Iron Hands Manectric, Omega Manectric is like my instinct, where you can get the fake out support, which is nice, and Iron Hands feels like a fairly safe thing to do. And then like Manectric to like start cycling the Intimidates early, and if like the special attackers come up, you can like bullet switch into like Sandy Shocks or like something else. And then I was saying that for Tyranitar, for Reed, that like I think Tyranitar is kind of a must lead just because of how many special attackers are on Fallon's side, that you kind of just need this on the sand booster early.
Yeah, you need that special defense boost as soon as possible. I'm also wondering, and this is something I've been waiting for Fallon to see. This may not be the best like matchup to do it, but I don't think she has used Rising Voltage yet, and having Tapu Koko, who sets up the electric terrain, would be a really good combo to have. So if she were to able to get the electric terrain up and just start mashing like those Rising Voltages, as we've seen with Ryan, who is done with the psychic terrain and just started doing expanding force. I'm wondering if we will see that this week or in the future at all.
I'm gonna take note of that. I have not played Fallon yet. I should. Oh, no, you did. You're trying to make me lose again. I know how this is. All right.
Sorry, Fallon. Or no, sorry, you. I guess.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. All right. Let's get the show on the road. All right.
And of course, also electric terrain for that Quark Drive. I mean, like, that's just a core combo there with Iron Hands.
Oh my gosh, I just realized Fallon didn't bring Raging Bolt. I just looked at the chat. She did not bring Raging Bolt. That's like, that's kind of insane. But, let's see. Lead-wise, I got the Iron Hands correct. This is...
I did say, like, the electric terrain setup for Iron Hands, and there's the fake out.
Yeah, so
Nope.
something that Fallon's got to be concerned about is that Reed did this to me, where he did this exact lead against me and had Covert Cloak on Terrakion. So like that is something he needs to be careful about. Don't let this happen to you. The Tapu Koko is like very nice here because you kind of get you can Dazzling Gleam, which is like for stab super effective, which is like good because it also like ignores like follow me stuff, which is really nice.
Yes.
So I'm thinking like I want to like fake out Ogerpon because it's like safer, and it also can like break Sturdy just in case that will matter, and like Dazzling Gleam. And for Reed, this is like kind of rough here. Like you may just have to like get Nihilego like in now before the Dazzling Gleam stuff happens, and then what are we doing with? And I think this Ogerpon can like an Ogerpon can like stay in for maybe like protect or like just like try to Ivy cut
shield as well for the physical.
Yeah, or like try to just like Ivy cudgel the Tapu Koko. I wouldn't mind that either. That's what I'm thinking.
I did like the Ivy cudgel, like on the first turn. That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see what actually is being used here.
Nick, you open the stream again?
Oh shoot, that's so true. My internet crashed.
That's why I was like, I didn't know. You could cut this out later. I didn't know if you saw the first move or not.
That's why I said the Ivy Cudgel is really nice. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I'm forgetting my stream here. Oh my, this has been
a
disaster. This is gonna be the most editing I'm gonna have to do.
Dude, keep this part in. This game does not want me to ever commentate.
Yes.
This was pushed back so long, and then the internet crashes out. I don't think I should commentate again if it doesn't want
Yeah,
me.
dude. Like, Joe wanted to be on like 3 weeks ago, but like stuff kept happening, and then this match in particular kept getting delayed.
This is the one and only time I will ever commentate.
Yes. Okay.
Unless I'm lying.
Unless I'm lying. All right. So we had. Okay. So Reed just kind of just like calls out that the Dazzling Gleam isn't gonna happen, which is like kind of like crazy.
And I think he also expects the taunt. I mean, Follow Me has been very powerful for him, and also he could set up a grassy terrain if he wants, but that would be bad for him this week because he wants to press Earthquake. But Ogerpon has just always been strong with status moves, also like Spiky Shield like that. So I think he knew that he was going to get taunted, so he figured why not just go for the Ivy Cudgel. It's 100% accurate rock type move with a high crit chance.
And Ogerpon essentially has like 144 attack because you just get a 20% damage boost. Let's see. I'm just like I skipped I accidentally skipped a bit to like turn 2. I'm like we did not see a Dazzling Gleam like
no or Rising Voltage,
which is like kind of insane to me.
To be fair, Tapu Koko just didn't get to really attack.
Yeah.
Like, it got to taunt, but then, like, besides that, it didn't get much. It just kind of
it did not get to. So this is where it seemed like Fallon just kind of got a bit greedy with the speed tiers here, where Tapu Koko is faster than both of these mons if you make it faster, but she just didn't invest enough speed into it, which really bit her in the butt here. Yeah. Probably just went like modest spectral attack and like all right. Oh my god, we got a flinch.
Terrakion probably being scarfed.
Yeah, Scarf Terrakion like would
it is pretty good.
Scarf Terrakion is kind of a menace. All right, so that was just like a kind of not really like the speed tier is really messing with it here. Yeah. All right, so
speaking of speed tiers, we have Electros, who has
none.
One of the most middling speed tiers, where it's not good enough for Trick Room and it's not good enough for Tailwind.
Can't be Choice Scarf, can't be Tailwind, dude. All right, so
born for an Assault Vest.
Assault Vest is pretty common on the saying. I'm just like trying to figure out like what move like do you click with Electros? It gets knockoff, which is like objectively terrible here.
I'm wondering.
Just like Electro.
I can't remember exactly. I know Electros gets a grass move, but I don't know if it's Giga Drain or Grass Knot.
I think it's Giga Drain. Could be wrong.
I just looked. It gets both actually.
Oh, that's pretty huge then. That Grass Knot.
Grass Knot or a Giga Drain would be nice to just completely like blow Terrakion out of the water here.
Yeah, Electros is also like a really good Pokemon. So like, I'm just attacking here. I'm gonna assume it has Grass Knot. It also gets Drain Punch, I think.
Yeah, it depends on if Found wants to go physical or special here, because you got to keep the Sandstorm in mind, and also what other like type of attackers do you have on your team.
Yeah, so like
if she wants to have more physical or more special.
Yeah, so like I'm I like Drain. The Ogerpon's still at full, which is like actually just really annoying here because now you can't Oko it still. So like, I mean, you can the Ogerpon's taunted, so like I just kind of want to just like double this Ogerpon.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Is that a double miss? Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, he did flinch last turn, so I guess that's fair.
It's easy trade.
Easy trade.
Equal opposite.
Oh my god. Dude, Iron Hands is such a crazy mon. Oh, this also gets
Liquidation.
It's
the Earthquake.
There's the Earthquake.
But this time actually coming from Found.
What a twist. Actually, that's insane.
It's actually really good because Found has 2 Levitate mons. So with a Proto boost like Iron Hands, who just gets to mash the Earthquake. Because, I mean, Ground is weak to that. Not Ground, Rock is weak to that.
Yeah. And it's just like not something you're like ready for like at all.
no.
Like Reed's had like there were multiple weeks where Reed ran like berries at half damage from like ground or fighting type attacks. He had monster like quad weak to that. So like that's just like he just kind of gets away with it. You just kind of get away with this like kind of like scot free at this point.
And you also expect that more from other types that you feel like would get like fighting type moves or like earthquake more commonly. Like you wouldn't expect that from the electric type, who not a lot of like electric type mons, at least on Fallon's team, would get earthquake. Like at most we see with Iron Hands and probably Sandy Shocks, but you wouldn't run Sandy Shocks as a physical attacker.
Yeah, that would be kind of silly. The thing, let's see. I don't remember. I'm just thinking about the speed tiers of like Diancing. The earthquake's also nice, like because like we now finally got rid of this like the focus, this 30, which is like very nice here. What I'm thinking here is just like just kind of just have to Moonblast this Iron Hands. It's it hasn't been hit by any special moves, so like I don't know if it's Assault Vest or if it has Protect or not. But like you just kind of just have to like Moonblast this thing, I would have to imagine, and just like
my fear
just
is
Ivan Cudgel the Electros.
My fear about Moonblasting the Iron Hands is that since we don't know what move it has yet, it could be not move, what item it has, it could be Assault Vest. I would be afraid of Iron Hands living with like maybe like under 10%, and then you would just get hit with a Heavy Slammer Iron Head, which would just blow.
Oh yeah, this does get Heavy Slam, which is like very nice.
It's a really good move for this Pokemon.
Yeah, and you say that with Fluttermane a lot. Okay, I'm just like double checking like mentally how. Let's see, if Diancing has 160 special attack, surely does not limp a Moonblast.
It's still under the assumption that we are seeing a special Diancing and not a Diamond Storm body press.
Yeah, but
so we have to see how Reed built it for this week.
If it is that set, then like I'd probably just like I just want to double this Iron Hands truthfully. And then
I think Iron Hands is the bigger threat here compared to Electros.
Yeah, it kind of Electros is just like kind of just not. I don't know what else it can really like do here. Like
it's nice with the Levitate, and the Liquidation is nice, but not really being able to use its stab type here does make it a little bit weaker.
Yeah, like you can try to Liquidation today and see get chip on it and like try to set up like an Electros KO or something like that. Maybe is what my thinking is. So like,
I can see that.
I'd probably just try to get Iron Hands like. I think this Iron Hand still has enough value, so like I'd switch in like Manectric for like. No, I can't really switch into Sandy Shocks just yet, but like Manectric. No, it's not a Mega Ball. It's like so bulky. I don't know. This like you may have to sack something. It's really tough here because none of these mons are really bulky enough, or like they're not in a good position after you switch them.
Okay, Protect. Yeah, does a lot of damage to the Electros, but you are gonna lose the Ogre Pun.
Yeah, this is just. I don't like this Protect here. I really don't. Like,
I can understand it trying to be defensive and hoping to maybe. I think maybe now you could get a clean switch into Tyranitar and get that Sand boost up. But again, that doesn't actually do anything for you here since you're up against two physical attacking mons right now.
Yeah, it's just like. I feel like this Diancing was like very safe if you just like Moonblast. Like you may take like the Liquidation, which is like it's gonna hurt. It's I don't know, maybe gonna do like half. Like Electros isn't that strong and it's not stab. And like,
my also thing is that this is also could just be a simple scouting, where it's the first turn Diancing's out. You want to see if Iron Hands has that Heavy Slam or not.
Yeah, which
if
we don't
Iron
know
Hands
yet.
Did
Still,
have the Heavy Slam here and attacked. You would lose Diancing this turn if it was a Heavy Slam.
Yeah, but then you can just Moonblast the Iron Hands, and
but it goes to the thing of is it Assault Vested? Does it live or not?
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna assume that this Diancing is not special and it's actually just physical. I'm gonna write up to that. And if this Moonblast this turn, I will be kind of upset. All right, so this is like. So I actually really like this Nihil Ego bring here because. It's faster, so like you can start snowballing the game like real quick here because like you either have to. do a weird switch here, which is like rough, like to prevent the BS boost. So then you're taking chip from Annihilate, which is like never fun.
Oh yeah, and with this situation here, this is a very good time to double up on that Iron Hands and get rid of it. If this is a physical Diancie, you can press Diamond Storm, maybe get 2 KOs this turn, and then finish off Iron Hands with Annihilate Go and hopefully get that Beast Boost.
Yeah, this seems like a pretty like tough turn to like not get double KO'd here. And like yeah, the thing is just like another attack. I just don't see a way how you like prevent this, truthfully. You can like maybe you can squeeze in, you can like, okay, I think I don't know what this Electros item is. I haven't checked the damage calcs. Like I don't even know if you have. I'm thinking like you can maybe switch in like Sandy Shocks this turn. If you have Protect on the Electros Protect it, I feel like that's like a way to like maybe pivot, I think, and like just hope the Electros like lives and like you just
both Electros and Iron Hands are good with Assault Vest, so there is that fear of you just Assault Vested them on and now you can't protect against this.
Yeah. So I think this Iron Hand still has a bit too much value here. So like I wanna switch this Iron Hands out here and just try to get a ton shocks in. Because you need fake out
Tapu
pressure.
Koko had the terrain extender, because you could switch out Iron Hands here and I'd still get the terrain boost later.
Yeah, the Tapu Koko's in a better place now. There is the Moonblast, and it does get the KO.
So it is a special.
Oh, this better land, or you're
Meteor Beam.
All right, so here's where things start getting really dicey for Fallon. You're down. You're down 4-2. Both of the Mons are like
4-2. It's 4-3.
Oh, 4-3. That's why. Yeah, that's why I meant.
Rotom Wash is not a Pokemon.
Wash is not.
Not anymore. It died after like Gen 6.
Yeah, and just like you need this, and like both these I mean, this Mega Manetric's faster than both of these Mons, but like it's not gonna be faster. Like the Nihilate goes faster than everything now, which is like really annoying. The Manetric Intimidate does nothing, and just like you're gonna have to try to. This is a really rough spot here, and like I don't even want to like. I think you have to keep you may have to keep a Manetric for last. Just try to get in one last Intimidate. Like, we try to KO these Mons and then get the Intimidate off. And, like, because these are both special attackers.
The other 2 Mons Reed has in the back are both physical attackers. So you would want that Intimidate. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case that we're going to see.
Yeah. I guess, this is, like, can also, like, be for, like, some speed control shenanigans. Which is, like, I understand here. Like, you just kind of have to, like... Let's see, how do you like win this game like guaranteed if like you're Reed here? Let's see, you got Moonblast. Let's see, Hydro Pump lands probably KOs Dialego. I don't remember this Mon's stat distribution that much, but like
I don't remember it being like very bulky because I feel like it's mainly like built into special attack and speed. And I think because of that, its defensive stats lacked a lot.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. Its normal defense is terrible, but its special bulk is 109 HP, 131 special defense. It is living a Hydro Pump with quite a relatively.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Its special defense is 131, and its defense is 47. You could be using the Manetric here to try to kill the Nihilego. Especially because I feel like Manetric may be an early enough Mon that it could be a Pokemon they threw Earthquake on for no good reason, but I'm looking at it now and that's not the case, so I'm wondering, there would be no reason to run a physical Manetric here.
That'd be
but
terrible.
It would have been nice.
Yeah, just like this, I think this Nihilego unfortunately is gonna like run away with the game. I almost kind of just want to like double protect and just like see what Fallon does this turn if they both have protect. I feel like you're in such a lead. I don't think there's much of a punish for these Mons to do anything like that. Wow, that
Power Gem does a lot because
that's hitting Power Ground, which does good damage, but not nearly enough to get the KO. Yeah, and this is in this
finishing it off.
Yeah, okay. So the only no, you can't even. It doesn't even matter if it's Choice Scarf. It like still dies, but like. So like, how do you give yourself any resemblance of a chance of winning this game? I don't know if it's possible at this point.
This is something I always make the mistake of, where I always think Sandy Shocks gets the boost from electric terrain, but it's a proto mon and not a Quark Drive mon, so you're not getting any of your boosts here.
Yeah,
and that would have been really helpful to try to outspeed Nihiligo and Diancing to try to go for a kill.
Yeah, it's just like, even if it did have proto speed, like Nihiligo, if you did vest max speed, is still faster, which is like, because 335 versus 331. But like, yeah, I think
with a boost from Quark Drive's speed boost is 1.5 instead of 1.3.
Yeah, but
no, it still would be faster. You're right.
Yeah,
I forgot that the beast boost from Nihiligo boosted its speed instead of its special attack.
Yeah, which is why I think this game's like kind of over. I don't see a way out of this at this point.
Yeah, I feel like the snowball happened too fast once you got Diancing out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Diamond Storm.
Oh, it's mixed. Okay, so I'm guessing Reed went like max.
The last move would be. Yeah, I feel like the last move was probably body press then.
Yeah. Okay. So
the flash cannon is nice.
Flash cannon. I didn't know this got flash cannon, but like.
I'm assuming because it's based off steel type originally.
Yeah, but Tyranitar plus Lycanroc is like
no special ground move for Sandy Shocks to use here, and it's not running Earthquake for sure.
Does it not get Earth Power?
It gets Earth Power, but it doesn't hit both, is what I'm saying.
No, it does not.
You would want a special ground move to hit both Pokemon here.
Yeah, and like Tyranitar would eat that up, truthfully, even it's super
eat that up. And Lycanroc is going to be hitting first because of the Sand Rush. So even if you do kill Lycanroc this turn, it's taking a decent chunk of your health.
Yeah, this is... I'm guessing this Lycanroc has Focus Sash, too.
Real Run, yep.
Yeah, that did not... That bit barely did half. Here's Knockoff, and yep.
And then the Knockoff, losing the Assault Vest. So that Pokemon had Assault Vest at the least.
Our theory now is that 3 Mons had Assault Vest at this point.
With Assault Vest, which honestly... could have been like the weakness that Fountain had here, where Assault Vest is really nice against Reed when you have to deal with Nihiligo and Mega Diancing, but you're losing that like very helpful Protect, which is one of the most used move in doubles. We saw Reed use Protect earlier. While you may not have thought it was the best Protect, it was still a good scouting, which is why you always use Protect, to just scout out and see what could be a threat to you.
Yeah, playing against any of the Ultra Beasts is like really scary because like if like Fountain I felt like was in a decent spot until the Nihiligo got the Beast boost. So like having any mon that's like low against one of these mons is just like you could just like lose instantly. Like that Nihiligo went from like, okay, this is annoying. It got one Meteor Beam off and it got essentially a special Dragon Dance up and while getting a kill, which is like kind of ridiculous.
Yes, and I feel like it could have been prevented a little bit earlier, where instead of sending out the Manectric, you could have done your Sandy Shocks there, because I believe Earth Power would have killed Nihiligo compared to the hidden Power Ground.
I'm just like look. I think the turn one really came up to fight.
It's a lot of starts in doubles could make it break it.
Yeah, like taunting, I just didn't think taunting gave enough value, especially when your Mon has Dazzling Gleam. So like, you're really only doing it for like Spiky Shield, and like you're kind of just breaking. And if like, I just didn't think it provided enough value compared to just like I'm not going to say Okoing the Terrakion because it probably lives. But like, setting up a 2H Oko on a Terrakion that you're faster than, and just like setting up like just another Dazzling Gleam next turn that would have gotten the KO. Instead, you were down a mon instead of up a mon. But that's gonna do it for us. This was very sloppy. Thanks, technology. But Joe, thank you.
Always blame them, never the people.
Yeah. Unless it is the people, but this time it's not.
Yeah.
But
unless it's people making the technology.
Yes. And turns. Oh, dang it! People do make the technology.
Yeah.
All right. And thank you so much for being here. I got some
course.
editing to do, and oh yeah, I play you next week, so I'll see you then. Actually,
Yeah, I have to fight the winner of this match now.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good one,
You'll see
guys.
in like 3 months.
Yeah. Bye bye.